James, I know you've reported on geoengineering and how it's finally coming into the mainstream news sphere. Tell us what you perceive about this dimension.
The propaganda surrounding this is a thing to behold, because the one thing that I've noticed with regards to the reporting on this exact type of weather manipulation is that every single time it is ever reported on, it is reported on as if this is some brand new breaking news development that just happened yesterday, despite the fact that we, of course, have had various versions of cloud seeding and other weather manipulation technologies going back many, many decades now. But they will always bring it up as if it's some sort of cutting edge technique that they're thinking about maybe deploying. Whereas in reality, as we know, it's been going on for some time. And in fact, we do know that Enron, yes, Enron was behind the development of weather derivatives markets a few decades ago now, back in the early 2000s. So we know that this has been part of a much, much larger plan for a very long time. But for some reason, we don't get to hear about this aspect of it in the daily news unless it is reported as a potential for the future.
We're told to not believe our eyes, for one. It's almost like when masks were introduced to the public nationwide. Everybody just was expected, well, we know why we're doing this and follow the science or whatever, and everybody put on a mask and nobody questioned it. It's just crazy.
Right. Right. You're right. It's like people see the skies look profoundly different than they did decades ago, but it's somehow been normalized. And well, it's just condensation, right? If you talk about it being spraying intentional with heavy metal particles, you're kind of tinfoil hat. I think that's been used a lot, although that seems to be shifting a little bit.
I would think we would all agree, and our position at geoengineeringwatch.org is that whatever a person's position is on the climate or the state of the climate, how can we have any legitimate discussion about the climate from any perspective without first and foremost addressing the geoengineering issue? So again, when you can cover the entire horizon with what these jets are emitting, that is a complete skewing of any natural weather, anything. And so again, we hope that that will build bridges instead of burning them, that no matter what a person's position is in the climate, how can we discuss it with any legitimacy without discussing this elephant in the equation first and foremost?
Does anybody disagree with that or want to agree with that this has to be brought up as a major part of the conversation about climate, about environment?
We are not sure what is being sprayed, why it's being sprayed, who's spraying it. We have some very good theories about how electromagnetic fields might interact with charged particles that are being sprayed at the upper troposphere, stratosphere. There may be other weather effects that have nothing to do with spraying, such as the formation of earthquakes, or it may have to do with spraying to keep a hurricane located in one place for a prolonged period of time. The thing is, it's not just happening in the United States, it's happening all over the Western world. It's happening in Russia. I'm told it's happening in Asia. And when you look at government budgets or you look at other official documents, what you see is that governments admit to doing research on weather, but they do not admit to actually trying to change the weather. We know that you could cause rain, you could seed clouds to cause rain, at least starting in the 1940s. And I was able to, when I was looking for solid evidence on geoengineering, I was able to find scientific papers up until the 1970s about how fog could be caused and some certain other weather effects. But after that, there was nothing that I could find. There was also discussions at the United Nations about weather and environmental modification, but there were loopholes in the treaty that, again, would allow for peaceful purposes, which we all know is a very big loophole. So what I'm trying to say is that we don't have a handle on what's going on, but it is happening at a supranational level, just as COVID was, handled the same in multiple countries, and presumably it is being managed by the same people who managed COVID at a supranational level, and it behooves us to immediately talk about this and demand of our governments that we sort out what the heck is going on, because we appear to be getting sprayed with toxic particles that are likely to be harmful to our health, certainly not helpful. And we do have laws to prevent this. You know, we do have a Clean Air Act and a Clean Water Act and other laws that wouldn't allow random people to spray toxic products on us. And yet, nothing's been done, and maybe we need some lawsuits. I'm not sure what we need. Maybe Mary is better at talking about that, but we certainly need to identify what the heck is going on and who's doing it and why.